on Parliament's special session. Crucial cabinet meeting today at 6:30 p.m. is what we've been given to understand, indicative of a bill being cleared by the cabinet to be then brought to Parliament on Wednesday. The Prime Minister has already, remember, at historic decisions in this special session of Parliament. Crucial cabinet meeting today at 6:30 is what our sources are indicating, usually called to clear bills, which then is in fact tabled in Parliament. That is the parliamentary procedure, first in Lok Sabha and then in Rajya Sabha. The Prime Minister already has hinted at historic decisions to be taken at this special session of Parliament, leading to a great deal of speculation on what it could be. In fact, there is just no clarity on what the government has in its mind in terms of the new bill or the historic bill that the government could be introducing. Is it going to be the women's reservation bill, which has been hanging fire for 3 decades now, or is it one nation, one poll? However, the cabinet is going to in fact meet today at 6:30 p.m. amid speculations that there could be clearance of some bill is what we know. It is clearly indicative of a bill that could be then cleared by the cabinet to be then tabled in Parliament, which is the parliamentary procedure. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has already hinted at a historic decision. The opposition, particularly the Congress, has in fact said that it's important to bring in the women's reservation bill, a demand that has been reiterated by them. Mosmi has more on that. Mosmi, in fact, usually during a time like this, when the session is on, cabinet meetings, you see many bills getting cleared. That's how the procedure is, and then it is tabled in Parliament. So speculation is only natural about this meeting at 6:30 today, isn't it?
Yes, that's right, Sneha, because, it's being speculated by the opposition that since this was not the exhaustive list of business, that there's something big that the government has kept the cards kept close to its heart. And clearly, is it the women's reservation bill? Since, if you see the entire timeline since yesterday, with the opposition leaders, demanding in the all-party meeting that the women's reservation bill should be brought in the Parliament, and then you saw Prahlad Joshi saying that there will be an appropriate time for it, and then even today the BJP MPs were talking about women's rights and the need for the women reservation bill to the media. And Prime Minister specifically, Sneha, if you see that in his entire 1 hour of speech, he did go on to highlight that in the thousands of MPs from the Parliament, there were only 600 women MPs, and they had contributed greatly to the tradition and history of the Parliament. So somewhere he touched upon that topic, didn't go on to elaborate on how he would choose to address that. But clearly, the government would want this opening, entry into the new Parliament building to turn very, very auspicious and also very historic. And somewhere the BJP feels that women reservation bill is a bill that no other political party will oppose to.
Well, absolutely. Very difficult to oppose that bill, though it's happened in the past, and very ugly scenes, Mosmi, were witnessed in Parliament when indeed this bill was introduced in the past. And just coming back to you for more details on that, in fact, we'll continue to get you breaking developments ahead of the key cabinet meeting at 6:30 p.m. Piyush Goyal, Prahlad Joshi are meeting Home Minister Amit Shah and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So the top leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and also meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Ministers there in a huddle with the Prime Minister. It's a big development that we're reporting on. Hectic political activity as there is speculation about some big decision the government intends to take vis-a-vis a new bill that's going to be in fact tabled in Parliament. What could that be? However, what we can confirm is that at 6:30 this evening there is a cabinet meeting, and before the cabinet meeting, Piyush Goyal, Prahlad Joshi, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, are meeting the Home Minister and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It's a big development ahead of the important cabinet meeting at 6:30 p.m. this evening. Mosmi continues to get us more details on that. Mosmi, what is it that you are picking up, even as we all continue to really speculate on what could be that big decision that this government could be taking vis-a-vis introduction of a bill. Yes, we're heading into an election year, and many say that this is the right time for the women's reservation bill at least.
Absolutely, Sneha, you know, there is a very old saying, Yatra Naryastu Pujyante Ramante Tatra Devata. And this has been quoted off on and on again, that where women are worshipped, you know, heavens dwell. But in the temple of democracy, you know, it's a shame that the representation of women is just about 15% in the lower house and about less than 10% in the Rajya Sabha. So you need, time and again we've seen freebies being given to woo women voters, from women's safety issues to several other issues, you know, dominating the scene as far as, you know, the election campaigns are concerned. But it's very unfortunate that that for so long, you know, there has been no talk about the women reservation bill that's been kept in the cold storage ever since 2010. It was passed in the Rajya Sabha. There was a lot of pandemonium, as you said, in the Lok Sabha. There was opposition to the fact that, you know, this would promote, promote in fact that meritorious women would be sidelined, and mediocrity will be promoted like that if you get women reservation bill. So all sorts of logics being given during that time, you know, quota within quota for OBC women in the women reservation bill was also one of the angst of the regional parties. But this time round, you see, if K. Kavita had a protest at Jantar Mantar over the women reservation bill, and we saw the likes of JDU, RJD, Samajwadi Party, you know, they also attended that protest. I'm just trying to highlight that the BJP somewhere feels that this is a bill that will not be opposed, and it will be actually the trump card of the BJP right before the assembly elections as well. One will have to wait and see how you actually draw the detailed blueprint of it, because it is said in the women reservation bill that this is a draw of lots. There will be lots that will be drawn, and one constituency, if it's reserved for the women in one Lok Sabha elections, cannot be repeated for the next 2 Lok Sabha elections. So 1 in 3 times it will be reserved under the women reservation bill.